Hey guys, XJ9 here, and today's gonna be the preseason 2023 preview. I've already looked over this just to get a general idea, and I was curious, and I was like, I should actually probably make a video about this. Important thing to note is that all these changes are not final; they're just literally like the ideas that they have. If in PB it's broken or they have different ideas, things will get adjusted, changed, or maybe even removed and put in the back burner. So we're gonna go right into this. Right off the bat, most people know the Chemtech Dragon's coming back. However, the effect's different. Now, when you kill a Chemtech Dragon, it will give a small amount of tenacity and heal shield strength when slain. Chemtech Soul will grant bonus damage when below a certain amount of health. So right off the bat, about this, it's very strong if obviously if they have CC on the enemy team. But I also wonder if the healing also counts self healing as in like life steal. If so, that's incredibly strong. If it's only healing shielding, which is like supportish type of stuff, it's still okay. The Chemcheck Soul again, I believe if it's like how if I don't know how it's gonna be because we don't know the values, but it's similar to this is what it did before with each stack, but now it's a big effect. So, um, I mean, honestly, depending on how it scales, it's just very interesting. It can also mean some high risk champions or high risk like Tremor or like Aatrox who can get low. They can be really crazy with that. So with the Rift, if the soul of the game is Chemtech Dragon, uh, all the plants have special effects. So blast cones go twice as far. Again, they teased this stuff before, so we kind of notice. Honey fruits will be stem fruits. They will no longer slow you and give you a small shield bonus in addition to the heal. So pretty, just they're just better in general. That's all you have to think. And the bloom orb, with the blue thing, when hit, it will reveal a small circular area around the plant and a cone opposite of the direction it was hit, granting movement speed towards revealed enemy champions, and reducing wards revealed to 1 health. Overall, that's pretty crazy. It means if you hit this, if there's an enemy champion that just warded or walking away from ward, even if you're not gonna go on them, you can actually go faster towards them to kill the wards, and the wards are only one shot. So, yeah, range supports if this happens is quite strong. But again, like you shouldn't be picking based on an RNG soul anyway. So overall, it seems fun. It seems fair. That Chemtech Dragon was very weird, honestly. I don't know I mean, I don't know. I was okay with it. I don't know. But then it was becoming. I was okay with it until they buffed Rengar with it. And I was like, never mind. Uh, jungle improvements. So you have these avatars now. Avatar smites and jungle pets. So pretty much as you smite and kill camps, these pets will acquire treats through monster kills and slowly over time progress, which will help them evolve. Once evolved, pets will get their owner's avatar buffs, which will empower them with different abilities. So I'm guessing the smite they do not do anything until they actually get to a certain point. I'm not sure if you're gonna get them as you get the fifth smite, but probably not because you can smite camps and it'll still count. So it's probably gonna be about farming. I mean, it's gonna be interesting because if that's the case, I mean, some good farmers can actually excel quite a bit because they'll get their pet faster. But a lot of champions can do that anyway. So what the pets do when they're evolved, which is like when they eat enough camps. Let's just say it was like 15 camps they need to eat to get evolved. The red one, Noxian Ember Cat. This will be the pet of choice for junglers looking to play more aggressively. It will provide slows and bonus damage. Uh, the Ixtali Exalamander, which is the blue one. This jungle pet is perfect for junglers looking to frontline and tank for their teams. It will provide a shield based on your health and provide bonus slow resist and tenacity when broken. And the Ionian Cloud Leaper, which is the green one. This jungle pet will be great for junglers looking to rotate and move around the map more quickly or provide bonus movement speed. At least I'm pretty sure that's the colors they are. Um, so yeah, Embercat is probably gonna be the most popular one just because it's very generic. It's just slow and bonus damage. I mean, what champion doesn't want that stuff? So in general, that's like gonna be like the base one. Um, so the tank one, which is the blue one, the Exalamander, provide bonus health and so a shield based on your HP. So I'm not sure how that works. Like, do you just have the shield and it like what's the recharge time? do monsters take it away? Like, we don't know a lot of these details, so it's really hard to gauge how strong this is. Like, it actually really is hard because it provides the second effect is it provides a bonus slow resist and tenacity when broken. But it's like, so like, can camps break this? Like, we really just don't know how this works at all. So really hard to say how this is. Depending on the functionality, it's gonna it can be weak or strong. So gonna have to wait to see how this exactly this works. The green one, all it says is it gives bonus moon speed. Probably quite a hefty amount. This would be very good on certain junglers that lack moon speed, such as Set. I also think of Nico kind of as well. Maybe not. Maybe Nico can actually do good with the Ember Cat, but it probably also depends on matchups. Um, Again, so even the Salamander can potentially be good early because you'll get these pretty early on, I think. So usually you don't really need to think about the scaling factor unless it's like a super late game. So potentially you get the Salamander, just for tanking this. Like you're versing an assassin jungler, you're not doing too good. Uh, Maybe you just build that, and maybe you can actually survive the burst. So that it's not. So that's just interesting. So just keep that in mind. Can't say too much about that. Leeching range indicators. So, in an effort to make jungling more welcoming, I've been waiting for this as well. In an effort to make jungling more welcoming, uh, with players unfamiliar with the role, we'll be adding visual leashing indicators that will show how far camps can be pulled before the patience starts diminishing. We're also decreasing the distance camps can be pulled, so no more having to stand in the perfect pixel in order to having to optimize your jungle clears. I'm a big fan of this. One thing I will say as well is I kind of wish they added a patience bar on Dragon slash Baron. I'm not sure, or you can't. Baron doesn't have a patience bar, but Dragon does, and Riftherald. Riftherald has a patience bar, but yeah, I'm not sure why Dragon never had a patience bar. That's really weird, honestly. I think Dragon should have a patience bar. I'm not sure why it doesn't. Um, so I'm not sure about the distance because they decrease the distance camps can be pulled. Like, is it just that circle? Like, it's kind of small on the screen, but uh, can I click? Yeah, okay, there. So, like that little circle, is that like literally the radius? If so, that's pretty big. That also, like, again, I don't know if that is, but let's just say that is the distance camps can be pulled, and if you go out of that, they start de-aggroing. That actually rewards a lot of jungler. Like that actually heavily prioritizes junglers, even maybe even top mid lanes or even supports that do really good if they get the first hit on you. And a lot of champions do, but some champions are really good if they get the hit on you. Because like if you're in Raptors, you're just in this kind of tight space. Maybe you'll be in the corner, but it's still a really shitty place because you have to walk around a wall and then you can finally run away. Even Red Buff, you're staying like a pit and they can flank you. So if it is like that, Vision's going to be very important, and you have to really pay attention to enemy picks because if it's like that, you, it's gonna be jungle's gonna be very dangerous. But I also kind of like it because like when you're jungling Viego, you would be like midway to blue, like pretty much at blue actually a lot of times, and you would kill the last wolf. Um, I kind of like it. It's like I don't know. Even back in the day, jungling really wasn't like that. I don't know. I'm a big fan of this change. I don't know how people are. I didn't read the comments of anything, but I'm a really big fan of this change. I think the jungling has becoming a kind of a silly role where like there are these specific champions that just do so well and they smurf on people so hard when people boost and stuff. Like I'm actually a big fan of designing things over problems. Like so design something but then realize, okay, well like is botting an issue? Like in an MMO, like, oh, I'm gonna design a resource. Is botting gonna be a problem? Or with this game it's like, is this champion so good at low elo smurfing and is he mega busted? What can we do? Like um this kind of hurts a lot of people who play jungle in lower elo the boost or something, and because you won't be able to hyper optimize. The only thing that might counteract this is if the champions get buffed, because of some will get nerfed, which wouldn't surprise me if they do that. But I don't. Again, I don't think they really need to. So I always just say wait, bro. To give it like a month or two. I'm not even joking. I'm a really patient guy. I don't like these knee jerk things. Like fun fact, Riot was actually quite close, and like at least one Riot, well, at least one Rioter was heavily discussing buffing Udyr. Like, wow, that champion is busted, and like this was like the first 1 week or like maybe even 2 weeks of release, and it's like, bro, his win rate's busted if you do the correct stuff when people aren't doing. And we'll get more into that later, and you'll see what I mean. But overall, really good change. Let me get rid of this mode there. Recommended jungle path. Another good addition, in my opinion, is so jungle paths will have recommended paths for every champion. These first clear paths were determined by gathering data from high skill junglers on their high mastery champions across the globe. I wonder what that threshold is. Pathing recommendations are based on which routes most often led these players to victory and will be updated each path. If I have someone, if the system got trolled and someone just like literally ran it down, and they still won. So overall, pretty good. I don't mind because it's like if you know how to jungle, you already know how to jungle. I'm wondering if it's gonna be a toggle. Like, do you want to be assisted in the early jungle pathing? Um, yeah, it's only for the first clear. It's not gonna tell you to play the game the whole time. It's just the first clear, which is pretty basic. Again, like whatever it tells you isn't always gonna be the correct move. It wouldn't surprise me if like every game where there's just a toggle like or like I can do by default it'll be recommend jungle paths on, and you have an option to turn that off. One thing I'd probably like more is that when you log in or not log in, but you start the game, there's this like, do you want to be recommended jungle paths? Yes or no? And you just click yes or no. That's what I would do. Communicate. So overall, I think this is very good because I'm all for accessibility slash helping people learn because like is I don't know I get like when you play I've been playing like game like Dofus Retro for example, and even though I play Dofus, which is like I should know a lot about the game, right? There's so many little things that it's like how are you supposed to know? Like I don't like information clogging or information just being scattered around. You have to know these all these like that's one of the problems with in my opinion with League is that there's too many different champions with different like too many different interactions. Like you have to remember every single one. Like for instance, here's a question: Gragas Q versus Vi Q. If they no Gragas E's and Vi's Q's, which one has priority? Well, if off the top of my head, I believe that they both get hit. Vi will get stunned. Gragas will get knocked back. Gragas E versus Camille E. Like what happens? Like there's all these weird interactions. It's like really hard to there's so much similar because they're so similar builds. Vi's Q and Camille's E, same thing. Gragas E and Vi's Q, same thing. Sejuani Q, Vi Q, same thing. It's really hard to like gauge what is what. You know what I mean? Because sometimes it's like, wow, I guess I lost. Um, this is your friendly reminder that if Zach, I know I'm gonna talk. I was gonna say buff Zach because he sucks in the jungle, honestly, but I don't know. Like he just sucks so early too much. His cooldowns are too long. If he hits a jungle camp, his E should get refreshed. I honestly think if Zach's E hits a jungle camp, it should get refreshed by 50% duration. I'm not even trolling, by the way, because I miss dub maxing my W. It pisses me off. That's his biggest issue. Is that if his one speed the tool in the jungle and the thing he was supposed to max is like the longest cooldown, so you do like no damage to camps, and if you commit it, then you can't gank for those like 20 seconds. It's like wow, that's dire. I really think like Jack Jungle needs that. If you need to lower the damage on the E or something, if lane becomes like oppressive, or I mean lane shouldn't get buffed that way, but jungle might get a little. But I honestly just think you should. I honestly think you should just do that. I'm not even trolling. So I think that's a great suggestion. Um, recommend jungle paths. We already did that. So communication tools. I didn't really care about this. I didn't really read too much. All there is return. There's more pings now, and there's also vision pings. So there's three vision pings and a total of eight. Well, nine pings, I guess. For returning pings, what is this? Wait, what? I'm not going to read this. I didn't read this. League is a team game at its core. In order to better facilitate communication between teammates, we're doubling the number of pings available to players. The 8 pings on the wheel would now be as follows: returning pings clockwise, retreat, retreat. Wait, clockwise. Yeah. So this retreat on my way. No, this is retreat, right? I don't know. But where retreat on my way, assist me, enemy missing. New pings clockwise, push all in, hold bait. Oh, this is push. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So the returning pings is 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and the new pings are the ones in the corners, not the straight line ones. So bait. That's funny. What? That's funny. Bait. I'm gonna spam that one. I'm gonna spam that one. Oh gosh, everyone's gonna troll. Like honestly, all. Oh my god. Okay, so I'm sorry. I'm so evil. I want to troll, but I think of bad thing. Like push. This is what you do when I don't know. Like do get that priority level 3. All in. Yep, just all in mid. Just going. Hold. Yeah, hold that mid lane while I farm these camps. Bait. Yeah, bait that in and let me get that triple kill and you'll die. New vision pings from left to right. Vision cleared. Enemy vision need vision. Vision clear is a weird ping. It's probably the most underused one. So, but I mean, I guess it's fine. It has to be deceptive because sometimes people forget like certain sneaky areas a ward can be. So overall, what was that? Yeah, need vision. I like that one. Need vision's a good one. Um, Objective voting. This is a very good thing too. A lot of these things are crazy. Getting your team on board with taking objective could be difficult, and having anyone on the ping on my way if they contest or could. And having, I don't care about what they say, but pretty much you get the vote on dragon. If you ping dragon, a vote pops up, I believe. Um, yeah, when it pops up, it gives a little pop up take or give. Dude, I'm gonna troll with this shit. I wanna just ping it and be like, yeah, we're taking that shit level as soon as it spawns. Like, you know what I mean? Like. Like this whole patch is just how to troll more. like as soon as it spawns, I'm just gonna ping. Oh my god! But overall, it's really good. It helps people realize, instead of like fighting, like, oh, I need to type. It's just like dragon spawn. Are we getting it? And instead of like typing, I can't. I need to do this wave. Just say yes or no. Just say yes or no. Simple, right? I like it. It was good. Um, Off screen pings. So I'll read this out. The last communication change we have for you is a small quality of life update that will notify which direction an off-screen ping came from by displacing it on the edge of your screen. I wonder where that is. Enemy missing pings will show on your screen regardless of where they're pinged on the map. While retreat, on my way, assist me, hold on, all in, and push pings will only be displayed if they're within 3,000 units, approximately corner to corner of your screen when it's fully zoomed out of, or 22 emails of your screen's edge. So, does this give context of who's exactly coming? I'm gonna be honest. Sometimes I actually get kind of baited like that. As in, like, I see it on my way ping, and it was like someone else that wasn't even there, and I don't know why they ping that. Yeah, So I think that's good. Overall, it's good. I think it's good for clarity and the quick decision making moments. I also feel like it's good. I think this is good in general, but I also kind of feel like it's kind of a band aid to not having voice chat. But for example, Dota 2 has voice chat and these pings because if you don't want to talk, you don't have to talk. You can use pings. There's plenty of good pings in Dota. That's the thing that I Riot and players need to understand is that you don't need to talk. Players in this game have some of the best self moderation tools of any game. You can mute, you can report, you can mute everyone at the start of the game. Like you can do all this stuff. You can mute all chat if you don't like all chat. You can self moderate. So when people get upset, oh, I don't like voice chat because someone called me a noob. It's like, what? Just mute him. What? Like, wow, noobs enough. But imagine someone getting banned for saying noob, guys. Holy shit, bro. No banter allowed. I laugh my ass, dude. If there was voice chat, I laugh my ass off. As I said, my jungler's a boosted animal, win trading noob. I'd laugh my ass off, and they'd probably believe me. Um, Vision system updates, allied war tracking. So this is another some strange stuff, kind of. So while there are currently ways to see how many words you do have out, there isn't a quick way to check which words are close to expiring other than manually looking at every word placed. We're introducing new word visuals on main layout that will indicate when words are close to expiring. They will change appearance when words reach 60 to 30 seconds from pinging before they expire. I think this is good. I also kind of wish that um I wish there was a. Is there even a number on wards? There should be a number on wards, like 1, 2, 3 for supports, because that's my big issue when I play support. Is like I forget what was the last what was the ward I placed 3 wards ago, you know, or even 4 wards ago if you have that Sightstone item, and it's just like I I kind of hope with this change there's a 1, 2, 3, 4. If you maybe at least hover over the item, it'll show 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, that'd be nice. Like, or hover over your support item, and it should show what was their words, because that's the only time you should really have that issue. So that'd be nice. Overall, I think that's fine. Uh, Enemy wartime. This is one thing that's weird. I don't. I'm fine with it, but it's very weird how it's explained slash how it works. It can be hard to keep track of every word that gets placed on the map, and even harder to successfully communicate that information to your teammates. Now, if you ping an enemy word that you saw them place within the last 10 seconds, a perfectly accurate word timer will appear until the word is removed or expires. So I think it's funny they put perfectly. They said perfectly accurate. It's like, are you trolling? Do you want to get flamed? I think they're setting them up. They're setting themselves up to get like yelled at, honestly, for fun, because that's good. You know, any publicity is good publicity, right? Kind of. Uh, So if you ping an enemy word, wait, what? Okay, I actually read this wrong. So now, if you ping an enemy ward that you saw in place within the last 10 seconds, a perfectly accurate ward timer will appear until the ward is removed or expired. So I thought if you just saw it, I didn't read the ping. So you have to actually ping the ward to mark the ward, which is nice. I like the interaction. Um, but my one question is because it says a perfectly accurate word timer will appear until the word is removed or expires. So it's like, but if you ping it and then you don't have vision of it, let's say the support placed 3 new wards and that word died, even though it had time left. It'll die if it, because you had the max amount of wards. Does the enemy get that information? If they do, I don't think they should. I don't know. Like that's the one thing I'm funky about. Like I'm really. It's like, isn't that kind of like weird? It's like, okay, I saw them ping. I saw them put a word because of my scrying orb. I pinged the word. It says there's 2 minutes left, and I have no vision there. Oh, it died a minute later. That means they placed a new ward. They placed a lot of wards somewhere, guys. Like that's gonna happen unless it doesn't work like that. But by the sounds of it, that's how it works. So yeah, they should probably do something about that. I'm just saying, like, because that's gonna be a weird gameplay where it's like you can kind of predict where they heavily worded something based on where the support was. Like, so they really need to work on that. Doing right, it's gonna ship. They're not gonna listen to me, and that's it. So yeah. Um. um. Recommended rune pages and summer spells. So all it says is that it was probably 3 rune and summer spell setups you'll be able to use in game. I'm not sure if it's combined. It probably is combined. Because sometimes some of the choice is based on your rune choice. It's being fine tuned and see more of it later in preseason. So it's not gonna be released right away with this preseason, or at least with the PvP preseason. I don't know, probably. So the recommendations will be updated once per patch and are informed by what setups are awful and popular. Of course, you're always welcome to Theorycraft and bring whatever loyalty you want. The one thing, okay, this is just popping my head, is it going to use information from the previous patch, or is it going to use like day one information? Like, for instance, say a new patch happened. What's the recommended items? What if the items completely change? What if the build like is it? I'm guessing it's the skill going to say that stuff. Maybe it'll be updated like day one, day two of it or something, and like show an updated, you know, best build items. So that's only my own concern. Overall, I think it's good because, for instance, with Hecarim, for instance, a lot of his win rate is actually because people are still maxing E second instead of W. So, sorry, I didn't read this. Recommended abilities. We're also helping players in game by providing them with recommended ability level ups. These will indicate which abilities are typically ranked up at each level, and similar to above, will be updated upon a batch once a patch based on what is currently optimal. So like Hacker, for instance, I think like 30% of players let's bring this up fast. I'll show it live. All right, do it live. If you get that reference, good. So let's take a Hecarim. And here's Hecarim. So 48% win rate. Let's look at his skill builds though. Look at this. He's a 50% win rate champion if you do QWE. Look at his win rate with this. QEW 43%. Look at his total win rate 48%. Like there's people shouldn't even be doing this. This is legitimately griefing. You're literally playing a dead champion if you're doing this. So I'm not sure. It's actually crazy how many people 43,000 people in the entire world above platinum still do this. That's crazy. Or these games. So again, that change is going to help this all. Like this shouldn't even exist. This should just be this because the win rate should say, dude, Emax sucks. You know, but we're gonna still have that guy with like 500 IQ who claims he's from Harvard and is like, Emax is better situationally, which is like every game for him for some reason, right? So this should help out Riot's balancing. I would hope this is how they're thinking about it because all of a sudden players are building the correct things more. Players are taking the correct runes more. Players are taking the correct skill order more. You know, so that should help with balancing because like these people who say Hecarim's dead, it's like, bro, he legit has a 50% win rate. It would probably be 51 to maybe in 52% right now if people didn't do the wrong thing. Like honestly, so really good. I think overall really good. I think it's really good for longevity of the game. Top lane changes. It is questionable. So they're making adjustments to the lane. So solo lane experience. Solo lanes will now receive 95 experience multiplier, previously 93% from minions. Dual lane experience. Dual lanes will now receive a 22% bonus experience multiplier, previously 24.73% from minions. Mid lane gold chain is all minions will now give one less gold before 14 minutes when last hit. Previously, only cannon minions were worth less gold, but were worth 10 less gold. So are they removing the cannon minion less gold? Like they kind of didn't clarify that. I'm assuming that they're getting rid of the cannon minions giving less gold. So now it's just all minions, including cannon minions by 1 gold, right? I'm pretty sure. So overall, like they want to buff top lane, but they actually just buff mid lane more. Bro, they buff mid lane. Do you know like XP and solo lanes went from like 85 or like 80%? Now it's gonna be 95% multiplier. Do you know how freaking crazy that is, bro? Like, I'm not joking. That's probably my biggest unenjoyment with League is, uh, like I'm fine with jungle being a lower level, but I feel like the game escalates too much. I really would be curious if they just toned down the XP in like these tone down XP in bot and soul lanes again because I don't know. I just miss the days where I could punish some awful soul laner, but because they just sat there in lane, I can't kill them because I'm level 3 or 4 and they're level 3, 4 or like level 4, level 5. I don't know, whatever. And like pretty much the jungle is the strongest in the first 3, 4 levels of the game, or even level 2. And after that, they just get outscaled so hard usually, unless the game's a Smurf fest. So yeah, I don't know. I just don't agree with buffing solo and XP. I'm not sure why they're doing that. I've already argued. I think in another patch that they should nerf solo XP because they buffed it too much. Highly disagree. I would have just made something where you get more XP top, but even then it's just funky. They need to add like runes or something in this game, like Dota has or something top only or something. I don't know, something like that. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Maybe I should have made a thing like a rune spawning top lane. It starts spawning, and there's like a 30-second window to gather for it, and it's just like, oh shit, top lane needs priority. I don't know. Maybe it also shouldn't be static, so people can't just rotate bot lane there. It's just like, literally like random between 1 to 2 minutes, and then it has like a random like 3 to 6 minute cooldown. Like that's kind of one of the good things that I made. Probably, I think a quick thought of like Dota 2. I believe I'm not sure if runes are random. I don't think they are random. No, they're not random. But the one thing that is random are big objectives such as Roshan. Roshan, it's like Baron, and it has a respawn timer. I don't know what the respawn timer is, but it's just say 6 to 10 minutes or 6 to 12 minutes. It literally can spawn fast or really slow. So maybe League can do something like that, so everything isn't just a meta game, and some spice is added, and maybe that can be the thing that top lane could use to actually get some priority. Like, oh, a strong top laner with priority. Oh, top lane is dominating lane. Now they got that tier 1 tower. Getting the tier 1 tower is good because now I have all this map control. So that's something I would probably consider doing. New and updated items. So this is a big list of items. So Ekathia's Endurance is the new item. 400 health, 30 armor, 30 mech resist, 30, 20 ability haste, so a tank item. Voidborn Resilience. For each second in champion combat, gain a stack, granting 3 armor and mag resist up to 10 max. At max stack, become empowered, instantly draining enemies around you for 4% of your maximum health each, reduced to 1% against minions and monsters, and doubling your resist from stacks until end of combat. 60-second cooldown. Mythic passive, grant all other legendary items 5 armor and mag resist. So this item is pretty good. One thing that you don't know, we don't know, is how big is the drain when you can become fully empowered. I'm guessing it's probably as big as a Blitz Trinkle. That's my guess. So pretty big. Um, Champion combat is also pretty strong as well because it's like you don't have to be constantly fighting. If you get poked, you start gaining stacks. So while you're running in there, you start gaining stacks. Or like, oh, I threw a Mundo Cleaver, I'll start getting my stacks. So overall, it seems pretty good. It drains, if it deals 4% of your maximum HP, it'll actually heal you for 2% of your maximum health. However, resistances are probably accounted for, so it's gonna be a bit less. Um, I'm also assuming that this is magic damage as well. Um, is this a good item? It sounds like a really good item on Munda, but again, like the one question I have is like, can you get away with building this over something like because the thing about jungle is that you usually need to build some form of damage item first. You can't just build a tank item. Like you can't just build frozen hurt first item and like be good, you know. So when Mundo has such high base stats, all you're missing is the AOE. Like, would Mundo be fine? I think he would probably be fine clearing. He probably would be fine. I don't know. That's the thing that pains me about some of these changes. It's like, bro, there's so many good tank junglers, but like they just suffer from I can't do enough damage to these camps. And then so only the top winners get to enjoy it. But this sounds like a really good. I would probably try this out. I think Mundo can get away with it. Maybe even Sejuani, honestly. I honestly think so. Maybe. Again, it might hurt to clear too much. Radiant Virtue, mythic item. It's the same stats. Uh, yeah, it is. Uh, Gilding Light. Upon casting your ultimate, you transcend. Increase your maximum health by 10% for 9 seconds. When transcended, you and your allies within 1200 range of you gain 25 non-ultimate ability haste. You and your allies will also heal for 1.5% of your maximum health every 3 seconds, and increased up to 100% based on that champion's missing health. Healing is doubled on yourself, 90-second cooldown. Mythic passive grant all the legendary items 100 health. Well, before I say that, I also want to say this item is also probably even good on maybe even Zach, but maybe not because he doesn't have poke. Okay, that's all I want to say. But this item, again, you think of maybe Mundo, you think of maybe Zach. This is a really team-focused mythic, so it'd be really interesting to see this in solo queue. People really need to group up to really benefit from the 25 non-ability haste, non-ultimate ability haste. Um, Really good. Again, like it can be a juggling because its value isn't in mana. Grants all other legendary items 100 health. This is gonna be a good Mundo or Zac item, definitely. But I just need to see how they clear. So overall, though, it depends on how like the interaction works. Because like Mundo gets bonus HP from or base. Yeah, he gets. Yeah, he gets an HP increase when he ults. So like, how does it work with this item? That's gonna depend on the value of it. They would just heal so much. Um, I like it a lot because, like, I just really want to test it. I need to test this. That's all. Overall, it looks good. Iceborne Gauntlet mythic item. So I'm guessing this isn't replacing Frostborn Gauntlet, right? I'm pretty sure. I think they're making two different items. 400 health, 40 armor, 20 abilities. So no magic resistance, just health armor. Spellblade. After using the ability, your next attack is enhanced with additional 100% base AoE physical damage and creates a frost field for 2.5 seconds. Enemies that move across the field are slowed by 15% plus something your maximum HP. Your primary target is slowed for double amount and has their damage reduced by 10% against you by 10% for 2.5 seconds. Grant all other legendary items 50 health, 5 tenacity, and 5 slow resist. Very interesting. It reduces the damage 50%. This is an interesting item. It's very good because it means there's like a big freaking even Aatroxen team. This is gonna be a good counter to Aatrox, like or like some kind of diver, like oh I'm Mundo. Oh even though I don't have CC, I can build this and be like I'm gonna smack you and make you. Well, never mind. It's only to you, but so it's so good for like dueling. I don't know how I feel about it, but this is another item that can be. It's probably gonna be built in junglers. Uh, Again, I'm assuming this isn't replacing Frostborn Gauntlet. It might be. I don't know though, because right? Um, it might. It actually might be replacing it. I don't think it is though. Because this is so similar to Iceborne. The only difference is that instead of having 25 armor and 25 magic, it has 40 armor, and it has the slow, but the slow is stronger on the first target, and it reduces damage by 10%. So this item is, I guess, good for if you're versing some kind of heavy AD champion. So I guess that's what that is. Uh, Goliath's Ascenderary. 800 health, 200 base health regeneration, 20 ability haste. Colossal Consumption. Charge up a powerful attack against a champion over 3 seconds while within 600 range of them. The charge attack drains the target, dealing 50 plus 10% of your maximum health as bonus physical damage and healing you for the same amount. You permanently gain maximum health equal to 50% of the drain. 30-second cooldown per target. Note, maximum health will be lost if the item is sold. Mythic passive. Grant all other legendary items 1% increased health and 6% champion size. Okay, this item sounds really good on Mundo. It sounds really good on tanks. Especially Mundo because you get a lot of HP. For instance, say Mundo, I'm going in. I don't know why I talk about Mundo. I just like Mundo a lot. We'll say Mundo. I'm also guessing this is an auto attack because this is a charge attack. I'm pretty sure it's an auto attack, so Zach might not benefit that much from it because he doesn't really auto too much, but Mundo does, and he can like, oh man, Mundo with that yellow boot keystone might be really good. He can just keep moving around the fight. That'd be crazy, actually. Um, so what was I saying? So so yeah, say he's going in, and I'm near a target. I'm chasing IQ. I auto. Oh, someone else goes on me. You heal. You dealing. It heals because you deal 50 damage plus 10% of your maximum health as bonus physical damage and heal for the same amount. That is crazy. I don't know if you will heal for the 10% or just heal for the same amount of damage you deal, but regardless, that is crazy. If it wasn't as crazy if you only heal for how much as you deal, and if it is the case, then what you call it? Building armor is a hard counter to it. But assuming it isn't, and it works kind of like Divine Sunderer, all of a sudden it's like, wow, this item is healing me for a ton. So again, the only issue though with jungle is that well, it's not a damage item at all. Rite of Ages, mythic item. It's a lane item, so I don't really care that much though. 60 ability power, 300 health, 300 mana. I'm gonna be honest, it looks like it does exactly what it did before. So if you want, you can read what it says, and it just I just don't care because it's no fun for me. It's literally the same. I think it's honestly the same exact item, just maybe a bit better. Mythic passive grant all their legendary items 5 ability haste. So yeah, that's a new lane item. Uh, I don't know if it would be good on like Nico or something. It just sounds like a rise item or something. Slash sustain item. I don't even know. Whatever. Catalyst of Eons. 225 health, 300 mana. And it's just that energy, the whole mana. It's a whole thing where you do damage, you'll get health. You spend mana, you get health. If you take damage, you get mana. Like, wow. Abyssal Mass is honestly getting hard buff, so I'm gonna pull this up. I was kind of like, what the hell? Like Abyssal Mass is already strong, but like, bro, the issue with Abyssal Mass is that it's like it's so niche, and it's like whenever it's good, I either already won, or it's like I don't know. I just never had that perfect scenario for it. But yeah, 500 health, 300 mana, 40 magic resist, 10 ability haste. Eternity, it's the whole mana, restore 50 mana equal to 50% of damage taken from champions and health equal to 20% of mana spent, up to 50 health per cast. Unmake,
it's the same thing where it just curses enemy champions by 5 magic resist plus 1.5% maximum HP, maximum 25. For enemy curse, you gain 9 magic resist. A champion can only be cursed by one enemy at a time. Prioritize the most potent curse. So again, like we don't have the gold value. We don't. It's not a mythic item, so that's good. We don't have the gold value. I'm assuming the gold value is going to go up because it's only 2,700. Because it literally has 5 more magic resist, 50 more HP, 300 mana, and yeah, and that's it. So and the new mana and HP restoration passive. So I'm guessing the gold's going up. Um, Pretty good because I think I think it's nice. It's even if Phil6 actually likes this item a lot, but the issue is that he has mana issues if he doesn't stay in the jungle, which is kind of funny. So this item can be good for both those needs. So we'll see the gold value. It's hard to say because they don't have a gold value of this. But overall, Abyssal Blast is very strong, so it's stronger probably. Sunfire Age is no longer a mythic item, so instead of being the Sunfire you know and love with like the 300 HP or 350 with 40 armor, 40 armor, or whatever, and ability haste, it's just 400 health, 50 armor. Literally, they were like, you know what, we're going back to the drawing board. We're bringing back Sunfire Cape. That's literally what they said. It's literally the same MLA passive, so this was probably to prevent people from building like Blade King into Sunfire Aegis builds. So you won't benefit from the huge mythic power spike, so it delays your power spike. And it also isn't as strong as an item. So this item's just generally good for like just clearing like I like this. I like this. Because tanks have an issue right now, right, where they kind of like have. Well, besides the lane, because lane just have fun. Like Mundo Tot with the ammo change is bonkers, but jungle, like if you're building a tank like Amumu, Sejuani, you always have to just build the same 3 tank items: Chem Tank, Sunfire Aegis, or the Ice Gauntlet, right? But now because you have those new interesting uh mythics and like they don't clear that well because they don't damage, you can actually build a Sunfire Aegis first, and I'm guessing the gold cost is down. Like if it's 2,600, 2,800, I'd probably buy that. And it just gives you 400 health, 50 armor, and it just does damage. It does the damage that you would expect from a Sunfire Cape, which is a little bit of damage with some of those champions need to just kill, because it still benefits from 150% jungle monster damage. So I like it a lot because the old Sunfire was questionable on junglers because it did not do that much damage to the jungle monsters, but it still has the bonus damage. So a thing to do might be on like Mundo, for instance, build Sunfire Ages into one of those crazy mythics like the bonus health one. Like, don't get a damage mythic, get a tank mythic, and you're just gonna be bonkers. I like that a lot. Turbo Chem Tank. I feel like diversity is gonna be really good. Like, this is really exciting. So Turbo Chem Tank, no longer mythic item. 450 health, 50 magic resist, 10 ability haste. So right off the bat, I will say it has 50 more HP than Sunfire Ages. It has 10 more ability. It has 10 ability haste more because that Sunfire Ages has none. And it's the magic of his equivalent of Sunfire Ages. In general, it's probably gonna be better to build Sunfire Ages early, because, well, spells don't do that much. Autos do a lot. Autos are more ample in the early stages of the game, but you can build both, so that's very exciting as well. Um, so it's the same passive where you get supercharged, you get the bonus movement speed. Um, oh, but the thing that sucks is that it doesn't do damage. But I don't. I like. I don't mind. I don't mind that at all. At least I think I do. Yeah. So if that's just to get like some huge burst movement speed, I'm guessing it's gonna be pretty cheap. Although it's already pretty cheap, but it's not mythic anymore, so it's balance reasons. Um, that slows nearby champions by 40% for one. So yeah, this doesn't do damage. So this is not an item you would rush early. I don't think. Also only gives magic resist, which is like maybe it's super niche to rush early in jungle, but yeah, I don't see myself rushing that really. But pretty interesting overall. That slow you get is so barely useful. I'm not joking. Like I hate the slow. It's really just for movement speed. No one uses the slow, bro. Because champions go on you, it blows up, then they hit you, but then it's like the slow's gone. So it's pretty much a 40% slow for 0.5 seconds usually. Randy Zom in 400 health, 70 armor. So active humility briefly slow enemies by 55% for 2 seconds, 6 second cooldown. I believe it's 99% for 0.25 seconds right now, so it's a general usability buff probably. Rock Solid, reduce incoming damage by 5. It's the same thing, just reduce damage by 5 and based on your maximum HP. Critical Resilience, critical strikes that'll deal 20% less damage to you. Yeah, so it doesn't give ability haste anymore. It gives 150 more health, and it gives, I believe, 20 more armor or something like that. I mean, we can Google that fast. I think it's 20 or 10 more armor. I think it's 20. It's oh no, they reduced armor by 20. My bad. So they reduced it by 20 armor. I'm not sure what the change was for. Because the thing they did remove was they removed reduce your attack damage by 10% and critical strike damage by 20% on the active. Maybe it was because of AD carries building this, because now it gives less armor, which maybe is more high valued on AD carries because they're not tank stacking. Health is more valued on tanks. And now if AD carry gets jumped on, they can't just use the active and all of a sudden, oh, you deal 10% less damage to assassin. So that's probably why. I think this is supposed to be a neutral buff towards tanks, like it's still gun tanks, but it's supposed to be a nerf on like AD carries building this item. That's what I think. Spirit of Sojin. Oh gosh. 65 attack damage, 300 health, 20 ability haste. Dragon Force. Your non-ability ultimate spells gain 6 plus 10% of your bonus AD. For melee champions, 4 plus 6% of AD for range champions. So it's not a 50%. Oh no, it is 50%. Whatever. It is what it is. Haste. Reduce the. Wait, what? Oh, reduce to 3 plus 5% bonus AD for melee champions. 42. 42. I think he meant to put 2. 2 plus 3% bonus AD for ranged champions ability haste from immobilizing spells. I thought, when I first read this, I thought immobilizing spells don't benefit from this, but yeah. I like this a lot because this prevents some cheesy shit. So I mean, I think they have to probably do a manual check on everything. Like, ooh, excuse me. Like, Recton stun won't have benefit from that much from it. Excuse me. Exigency. Gain up to 15% for melee champions, 10% for range champions, increase movement speed. Based on your missing health, max out at 30%, 33% health. Um, very interesting item. Hmm. This is probably a really good item on set. Like, whoo. This is probably a really good item on a lot of champions. Like, this is a really good item. I'm not even joking. This item is really good. Whew. I definitely need to try out this item. Again, it's hard to say exactly, but that sounds like a really good item. Revenus Hydra, 65 AD, 20 ability haste, 90% on event. Cleave, attacks and abilities deals 60% for melee champions, 30% for ranged champions, fails with damage to other enemies within 350 units of the target hit. I'm guessing, I'm not sure if it diminishes. It might just be a flat value instead of diminishing. That's what I'm assuming. Carnivores. Gain 0.5 AD and 0.1% Omni event whenever you kill an enemy. Stack up to 25 AD and 5% Omni event. Lose 50% of these stacks on death. So it takes 50 kills to get the max stacks. I'm guessing if does it count raptors? If it counts raptors, because back in the day with Bloodthirster, each individual small wraith counted as one stack. So if that's the case, raptors is high priority if you build this item. This might be a really snowballish jungle item to get first. Honestly, it really might be, because jungles could easily power farm. Interesting. Can only hit each target once per ability, attack or ability every 10 seconds. So it's I think it's generally stronger in the first hit scenario, but yeah, after that it just hurts the wave clear a lot. I think it's so good. I'm curious about their reasoning for making it a flat value on the cleave, but making it 10 seconds on the once per attack. Maybe it was a hurt wave clear a lot, but it's still good wave clear. Does not spammy wave clear. Cleave does not trigger on structure is good, and that's pretty much it. So overall pretty interesting. There was something I was gonna say about this that I just don't remember. It was like I remember it in my brain like 2 hours ago. Um. Oh, what was it? I don't know. It was something to do with like I think Riot's afraid of putting like certain weird rules in the game, where like oh this like they like I don't know they don't like it when when like, oh, this item is the same, this item is the same, but this rule is different, or this item is slightly different. Like, I don't know how to explain. I honestly don't remember. If I remember, I'll comment on or something. But like, yeah, Riot needs to be more, instead of making everything just like the same. Like going to the item patch, they just made all three of the jungle mythic items or all the tank mythic items the same. It was just the same, just a different effect. And it's like, isn't that kind of boring? You know, isn't it kind of boring? I mean, I know they made new mythic items with the tankiness, but like they're not going to be built on junglers, or they're actually like a choice, you know. So and you don't have to build them. So overall, pretty good, interesting. I would play in PvE, but the thing is, I can never get my PvE account working. It says I have an account, but I can't find the account, so I don't know. I honestly don't know. So I probably can't play in PvE, so RP. But I would probably play PvE more if I could work, but I can't. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Tell me what you think. Overall, I think all this stuff is very good. So